Hello, everyone. Welcome to Laura's Lane. I am Laura, and this is the reflection card pull for the week. And this little guy jumped out right as I was preparing for this, fell off the shelf, and rolled right up to my feet. This is a rose quartz. So I don't know if it means something to somebody or if you've been considering getting some. It's a really sweet little loving stone. It comes in, this is tumbled, but you can get it in different varieties. You can get it set into stone and in a pendant or a raw piece. Anyways, it's really beautiful, and I thought I would share that with you. So, welcome. How was your week? I hope it was lovely. I am going to pull our question for the week. Nice deep breath in and out. Take another deep breath in with me and out. One more in and out. Okay, first card. Am I building meaningful connections with the people around me? I love this. Am I building meaningful connections with those around me? It's up to us. And we may not want to, right? It might not be someone whose vibe matches ours, or maybe it's a vibe that feels like it like tears us down or pulls us under somehow, maybe sucks a little energy out of us. So maybe it's a choice. You're like, no, I don't want to build that connection. Of course, that means still be kind, right? And then maybe there are people that you walk by every day or interact with and never thought about sharing a compliment or connecting in a new way or reaching out to. Right? This is a great one for reflection. So I'm not going to sit on it for too long, but I think this is a beautiful one. Am I building meaningful connections with the people around me? It's up to us whether we do, whether we don't, and how that evolves, right? And you could change your connections, right? You don't have to stick with the people that had or had not been working. Our frequency to consider for the week, whether it's through reflection or maybe it shows up in your life. It's a good one. I mean, they all are, but moving forward. Moving forward. Many of us get stuck at times for various reasons. Energy, health, our own mind gets in the way, right? Maybe going after the things that we desire, or even in relationships. So I think maybe we could take this as our little message to keep moving forward. Get those priorities, decide which ones you want to continue on that trajectory with, right? Moving forward energy. I love that. The frequency for the week. Something else for our consideration. If we are here, we are doing the reflections. So let's take a look at what these cards tell us about our shadow. Remember, shadow is not scary. Shadow just wants our attention. Shadow is like the road signs, right? It can be overwhelming. Like if you're going down the interstate and there's like 6 different exits, you're like, ah, right? And it's kind of like the shadow. It's like, there's so many. What do I do with them all, right? It just kind of helps. It can help guide us, but it needs our attention, our focus, or we're going to end up in the wrong place. So a lot of times, our shadow just needs some extra love. It needs our spotlight on it. It needs our attention. It needs us to say, hey, ooh, that's a interesting thing that I'm feeling, or habit or trait. Where does that come from? Why do I feel this uncomfortableness? And if you sit with it and allow it, right, give it some love and learn from it, that's what we call integration. And I'm oversimplifying, of course. But come on for the week. Who wants to come? Okay, everybody just fell on the floor when they said who wants to come out. So this guy's standing out all on his own. So for this week, ooh, it's a good one. Oh, triggered. Dun, 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 dun. This has become such a big word in the last, 5 or 10 years. But it's true. We all have them. Things that set us off, right? Because our brains are like these lovely little programs, but they really do go on repeat. That's why catching ourselves, coming back to the now moment is so important. And how do we do that? You join me in the mornings for the breathing routine. I mean, you don't have to, but you understand. You got to catch yourself, stop yourself, and then maybe choose differently. Come back to yourself. Triggered. Pain body. Okay, that's part of the shadow, right? Instant reaction. Exactly. If we can slow ourselves down, if we can come to the now moment, we can respond instead of instant reaction, which a lot of times tends not to be exactly how we'd want to represent ourselves in the world. Not all the time, but it can be. And then unconscious loop. Great for our consideration, our reflection. If we like to journal, we can journal. If we just know in the moment and we say, yeah, I need to work on that, then there you are. There's your shadow gift for the week. We've got 2 more. I'm going to pull a number card to see what kind of little message is on there for us for the week, and then maybe if it shows up, for you during the week. Okay, this one really doesn't want to go in, so that is the one for us. It's being a little stubborn. 0606, commitment. Living with honesty and light every day is a powerful way to cultivate a peaceful and meaningful life. It's true. Honesty is, there's really no other way. There's really no other way. Commitment. 0606. And if you haven't been here before, I tend to hold the cards here a little bit longer so that if you want to just take a screenshot, if you're on your phone, and come back to it later. If it was something that stood out to you, that's why I do this. All right, keep an eye out for these bad boys this week. And our final little thought to consider this week, if you choose, is, what deck is this? This is Healing Energy Oracle. A little thought for the week. I am working on a PDF right now, a workbook, so that you guys can download it and create your toolbox to help get through challenging times, or just when you need to slow down, or if you're triggered and you need to come back center. So keep an eye out for that. Guidance. Something to consider this week. Where do you go for guidance? Where have you gone for guidance in the past that was maybe unreliable or not healthy? Where have you gone for guidance in the past where it was exactly what you needed? Who comes to you for guidance? And how do you hold that? Do you try to get the person to do what you want them to do? Or do you offer maybe questions for them to consider so that they can make their own path? Guidance. Okay, so this week, that's what we had, my lovely people. We had 0606. We're moving forward. We are building meaningful connections if we so choose. Considering guidance and how that shows up in our life, or how we show up in others' lives. And then taking a really close look at the triggers, what your triggers are. Maybe that's all it is this week, is you just noticing what they are. And then you can decide what you want to do with them, or how you sit with them, or how you want to move forward. Dun, 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 and integrate them. Right? Awesome. Well, thank you for being with me this week. I really do appreciate you being there. Here for my iced tea to yours. Clink. Cheers. Just stay open and stay authentic and join me in the morning for a quick little breathing exercise that will help bring you back to the now moment. Okay? Bye for now. Ciao.